They had to leave their families and go to a foreign country at a young age. You had veterans who just got out of high school, who picked up a pencil. They were putting their pencils down, graduating, and moving in to pick up a gun.
Time is over. Time to go to work to show the suckers in the place and run their face.
This is Operation Tiny House.
Okay, what's the problem?
So you got a couple of things going on. First of all, your radiator is what's leaking. Where it's all wet down in there, pretty deep. You'll look, this reservoir right here, this one is empty.
Yes.
So when you fill this one up, it should go into this radiator right here, excuse me, the reservoir right here.
Yes.
And it's not.
How many of y'all know that is such a blessing? And so you need to take those things. Don't rush into a marriage. Don't just find somebody and then you begin to lust. Because body shape and all that, after a while, his body, it's going to get out of shape. I tell you, amen? And all that long, pretty hair, sometimes it's going to drop, okay? So you don't marry anybody because of their body shape, okay? Or how cute. You marry them because you know in your heart this is the person that God, amen, has sent into your life, and this is a person that you can exemplify Christ. I want to say this also. You don't marry nobody, amen, for the church. She can sing and I can preach. There's a lot of people in church, they marry spiritually because of, gifts. They want to marry. Someone called me not too long ago, and I'm saying the first thing we finna open up the church. No. You don't marry to do that. You marry for love. You marry because Christ put you together. You marry to exemplify Christ's love. You do not marry just, amen, for pastor no church. You do not do that. Amen. You don't do that. Amen.
Well, first of all, one of the greatest benefits of eating the bread and drinking the cup is supernatural peace. Supernatural peace is released in your life, and I want to read this to you because it says in Genesis chapter 14 that when Abraham took communion, he had the bread and he had the cup. He was prepared to take communion, and Melchizedek, the king of Salem and the king of peace, entered into the scene. The word Salem is the word shalom. So Melchizedek was literally the king of peace. So when Abraham took communion, peace was released. And when you take communion, the king of peace is going to manifest in your life, and peace is going to rule and reign in your heart. The peace of God is going to rule and reign in your life no matter what is going on around you, no matter what's going on against you. What matters is the peace of God that's going to come upon you and rise up within you. The second thing we find in Genesis chapter 14 and chapter 15, when Abraham took communion with Melchizedek, which, by the way, is a type and shadow of Jesus. So when you take communion, you're taking communion with Jesus. And when Abraham took communion, answers came. In other words, look at what happens in chapter 15. It says in verse 1, now after these things, after what things is he talking about here? After Abraham took communion with Melchizedek, after these things, the word of the Lord came to Abraham. What does that mean? That means when you take communion, the word that you need to hear from God, the answer that you need from God, the wisdom that you need from God is going to come. It says the word of the Lord came after these things. So the word of the Lord is going to come after we take communion. You're going to know the answer that you need. Do you need a word from God right now? An answer, a solution? It's going to come today as we take communion together. Are you ready?